Okay, everybody, can we start our video? Okay, come, let's start the video and let's resume our paper 1 lesson. Okay, now the lesson today is going to be, okay, now this paper 1 is actually quite easy, right? Quite easy. So it's a very good chance for you to do well for the paper 1, all right? Because the questions are not very hard. So there'll be a lot of questions where we will revise on the concept. Okay, many of the questions are concepts, all right? Not really hard questions. Okay, so get your green pen ready. So what happened is from this week onwards, there should be no break all the way until PSLE. All right, there should be every Monday is paper 1. And then what happened to all my students? You're supposed to, after you have done your paper 1, when you come for your normal lessons, you have to bring your paper 1 and give to me, right? Give to me for marking. All right, those of you who are not in my groups, all right, you are not my students, you don't have to send to me. But those of you who are my students, you have to bring, okay, bring the whole paper and give to me for marking, because you're also going to do the paper 2, all right, and then combine the marks together to see how many marks you get upon 100. Okay, now everybody, can you start your video? All right, so all start your video. Okay, so Jared is okay, right? So if you can't turn on the video for Jared, because you have to use your tablet to write, it's fine, all right, it's fine. But otherwise, everybody will have to turn on the video. Jordan, Anson, Abigail, and okay, so Kenneth, you are here. And okay, so just except for Jared, everybody has to turn on the video. Anyone who didn't turn on, I will have to remove you. Then you watch the recorded lesson. Okay. Now the reason why Ms. Long can't allow anyone to switch off the video, if one person off the video, what will happen? Everybody all start to switch off the video already. Then I'll be talking to a black screen. Okay, so Ms. Long don't want that to happen. Okay, so Karina, don't put the head on the hand. It's not very nice, Karina. It means my lesson must be super boring. That's why. Okay, so don't put the head on the hand. Okay, so Abigail, can you please start your video, Abigail? Must, it's compulsory to on the video, compulsory. All my students know that. Okay, so I'll give you about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, whoever doesn't turn on the video, except for Jared, anyone who doesn't turn on the video or you're off the video, I will say bye-bye to you. Watch the recorded lesson. Okay, so there's no warning. So please let our parents know if you realize that you're out of the room because you didn't turn on the video. Okay, let's look at question 1. Okay, question 1. Okay, question 1, and the paper is actually quite easy, right? Quite easy. Okay, right. All right, Abigail, you have any reasons for not turning on the video, Abigail, or still trying to turn on or you got some problem with the video? No reply. Okay, Abigail. All right, 5 minutes to on the video, Abigail. Okay, let's start. Okay, question 1, express 3080 cm in meters. So 3080 cm into meters, how do you change it? Now, you will have to change the whole number into a decimal, okay? Why? Because you are going to divide by 100. And why must you divide by 100? All right, for the P5 students, they have learned this already. So what did they learn? They learned that if you need to convert small to big, okay, small unit to big unit, you must divide. Divide by how many? Divide by 100, okay? And so how do you shift the decimal point? You put your pencil on the dots and you shift left 1 and 2. Okay, and where's your decimal point now? That will be 30.80 meters, or it can also be 30.8. So your answer is what? Your answer is actually number 4, 30.80 meters. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2, round off the decimal to the nearest hundred. Now, what is hundred? Hundred means 2 decimal place. Okay, 2 decimal place. So there is a way to round off. If you don't know how to round off, what do? You draw a line to show how a 2 decimal place look like. Okay, and then you look at the digit that is nearest the line, which is your 6. Is it 5 or bigger? Yes, add 1 on the next digit. So you will get 123.46, which is your 2 decimal place or nearest hundred. So answer number 4. Okay, all right, let's quickly go to the next one. You can mark your answers and then give yourself some marks at the bottom. Okay, question number 3. Okay, now 2 containers with some water are shown below. How much more water is there in container B than container A? You need to count the gaps. This is like your gaps and interval. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So your 4 gaps is until 100. or 4 units is 100. Then your 1 unit will be 100 divided by 4, which is 25. And then you start counting. So 100, 25, 150, and 175. So there is 175 ml water in container A. Container B, how many? Count the gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be 5 units, which is 500. So your one gap is 100. So every time you see a picture like this with all the number lines, that is your gaps and interval. So how much water is there in container B, which is 300? Okay, 300 ml. So how much more in container B than container A? You should take 300 minus 175, and you will get 125 ml more water. So answer number 1. Okay, I think this paper is really quite easy, this paper 1. So I hope that you can get very high score, all right, for this paper 1. Okay, let's go to number 4. Which of the following is the same as 7,040 cm cube, which is also 7,040 ml, same. Okay, so you break up into thousands. How many thousands? 1 liter is 1,000. So I can break up into 7,000 or 7 liters, and 7 liters and 40 ml. So your answer is number 2. Okay, all right. So let's move on to the next one. Question number 5. Line graph. So line graph, one of the common mistakes is you see the numbers wrongly and you put the numbers wrongly. So to prevent that is to have a ruler. So take your ruler and again count the gaps. So how many gaps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 gaps, which is 10. So your one gap is 2. And then place a ruler. Okay, place a ruler so that you don't get confused. And it must be a transparent ruler so they can see through. All right, otherwise you can't see through. Okay, so May is how many? May must be 24. Okay, then how about the next month? That will be 36. Right, you can see that with the ruler is actually easier to get your numbers without mistakes. And you can even work backwards. So 60 minus 2 minus 2. So you work backwards, 56. And then the next one will be, what's that? Will be 40. Right, first step is to get the numbers. And then after that, which 2 months were there a total of 76 chairs? So you take 36 plus 40, that's 76 already, right? So June and August. So answer number 3. Okay, all right. Let's go to next one. Which of the following fractions is closest to 4? Okay, now this one, listen carefully. To get the fractions that's closest to 4, you have to find the differences. The smaller the difference, the closer is the answer. Okay, so you have to find the difference. How do you find the difference? You take 4 wholes minus 3.5, and that will give you half. Okay, and how do you get half? Because the 4 wholes, you can change it to a mixed number. So the 4 wholes, you take out 1 whole, you have 3 wholes left, and the 1 whole you take out becomes 2/2, and that is also 4 wholes. So you must know how to change the 4 wholes into a mixed number. Okay, and then how about the other one? You take 4 minus 3 and 1/6. So what's your difference? 5/6. Okay, next one. 4 and 1/4 minus 4 wholes, you get 1/4. And then 4 and 1/5 minus 4 wholes, you get 1/5. These are your differences. So which is closest to 4? You have to look for the smallest fraction. So definitely cannot be number 2. Number 2 is bigger, right? Cannot be half because your 1/4 and 1/5 is smaller than half. So which is the smaller one? So you look for the denominator that is the biggest. So when the denominator is the biggest, for example, if you have half, 1/2, 1/4, and 1/5, which is the smallest fraction? The smallest fraction is the one that has the biggest denominator. So answer number 4, right? So how do you get the closest to 4? You have to look for the smallest difference. Okay, find the differences, then look for the smallest difference, and that is the closest to 4. All right, let's go to number 7. Any questions so far? We might end the lesson today a bit much earlier. I think less than 1 hour can finish already. Okay, question number 7. How many whole numbers from 29 to 62 are divisible by 5? Okay, this is also not that hard. It may look hard for some of you, but what are divisible by 5? Multiples of 5. So what are the multiples of 5? Starting from 30, 30, 35, multiples of 5, then 40, 45, 50, 55, all the way until 60. So how many numbers can be divided by 5? So there are 7 multiples of 5, right? So answer has to be number 2. So divisible by 5 means you are looking for multiples of 5. Okay? All right, question number 8. In the diagram, A, B, C are 3 points on the ground. Point A is north. And what is off? It means the word off means from. So point A is north from point B. So where's your point B? This is your point B, right? You start from point B and you go point A. That is your north direction. And I think the question has already done for you the north. Okay, you can see the north is given to you. And your job is to fill up, right? Is to write the other directions. Okay, and also not only the 4-point compass, you also need to complete your compass, 8-point compass. So you have to put all this, okay, put all this onto your compass. Okay, and then your point A is north from point B, and angle ABC is 135, which is what you see over here. So what direction is point C from point B? So from point B, all right, off is what? Off is from. So from point B, you go point C. What direction is that? Southeast, according to your compass. So the direction is number 3, southeast. So you need to draw your compass. Never do in your head. All right, Ms. Now said many times already. Compass must draw out on the picture so that you can see and you don't make careless mistakes. Okay, question number 9. Okay, which following letters has parallel and no perpendicular lines? Okay, H has parallel and also perpendicular, so out. A has none. Okay, A has none. T has only perpendicular. All right, so 4 is out. W has only parallel. Okay, so your answer is number 1. All right, so you get W, and not only that, there's also another pair of parallel lines. So W has parallel lines. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, question 10, line graph again. So you will need to once again count the gaps. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your 5 unit is 10, 1 unit is 2. Take your ruler. Okay, always have a ruler when you go for the exam. Okay, and it has to be transparent ruler. And then put your ruler on the marking and you can count backwards. So if you count backwards, that will be how many? 20 minus 2 minus 2. That will be 16 cm on January. And then the next one will be how many? Next one will be how many is that? Okay, Miss need to look carefully. Okay, so 20 is here, right? 20, 22, 24. Okay, so your January is 24. February is 24 cm. Okay, and then your March will be you can count backwards, 40 minus 2 minus 2, 36. Okay, you can count backwards from 40. And the next one will be 60. And the next one will be 80 or 76. Count backwards. 80, then you count backwards, you get 76. Okay, so the ruler, use a ruler. Otherwise, very easy to make mistakes. Okay, now what did the question say? So which of the following periods did the plant grow by 24 cm? So go and find the differences. So what's the increase from January to February? 24 minus 16, the increase is 8. 36 minus 24, the increase is 12. And then 60 minus 36, the increase is 24, which is what you want, right? So from March to April, there is an increase of 24 cm. So March to April, answer number 3. Okay, clear? I'm sure you got many. I think all these questions should be all correct. I hope so. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question 11, the 2-mark question already. Okay, there is a number that's not very clear. This is 8. Okay, 8 cm. Okay, let me use a thinner line. All right, now your picture cannot be very clean. Every time there's a picture given to you, you will need to put numbers on your pictures. So how do you find parameter of the figure? Well, the radius of the quadrant is 10 cm. So if you look carefully, put numbers on your pictures. The straight line here must be 2. Okay, all right, and then here will be what? If you look carefully, this is 8 cm also. So 10 minus 8, 2. Put the numbers there. And then here is also 2. okay? And then this is the radius of the quarter circle, 10. And then the radius here is 10. So there's a shortcut here. What's the shortcut? Shortcut is, can I combine the quadrants into a full circle? Do faster, shortcut. So pi d. Pi d is full circle. So pi 3.14, and what's the diameter of the quadrant? The quadrant has no diameter. I said many times already, quadrant has only something called radius. So you take the radius times 2 to get the diameter. All right, no calculator, what do? Break up number bonds. 3.14 times 2 times 10 number bonds. Okay, and then 3.14 times 2 will be 6.28. Then shift the decimal point to the right one time, and you will get 62.8. Right, 62.8, which is the full circle, circumference of the full circle. Okay, easy. So we have this, and this. Okay, and I box the very important number. Whatever number that's important, box it, because you are going to use that again, right? Okay, ready? Now, can you see why it's so important to highlight use colors? Why is it so important? 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2 is how many? 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 plus 10, 24. 24 plus 2, 26. And you may thought that 26 only, but do you realize there's something that I forgot? There's a 2 here as well. There's something which I forgot to highlight. So 26 plus 2, 28. Okay, one more time. Okay, if you're confused, one more time. 10, okay, 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 10, 24. 24 plus 2, 26. 26 plus another short line here, 28. So I got 28 plus 62.8, which is the full circle. And I get 90.8. All right, 90.8. So my parameter of the shaded part is 90.8 cm. So lesson here is you need to highlight with colors, all right, so that you don't miss out any side, because it's very easy to miss out any side. You understand? Okay, got it? All right, Karina, understand? So when you find parameter, use something to help you to highlight all the sides that you are adding. Okay, let's go to the next one quickly. Number 12. Number 12 is very wordy. When you see your prelim paper 1, you go have something like this. But when it's a ratio, when you see ratio inside, what's the method we can use? Ratio method. Okay, ratio method. So how do you use ratio method? You have to label your ratio clearly. Ben, Charlotte, Danny has some marbles. The ratio of the marbles Ben has to Charlotte is 2:7. Label your ratio clearly. This is not good enough. Even though you have the names clearly already, but Ms. Tong said in your ratio, it's always better to have a total. Right? Ratio has a total. And the total number of marbles Ben and Charles have is 3 times the number Danny has. Can we convert that to ratio? If you're going to use ratio method, you will have to know how to change the sentence into ratio, even fractions into ratio also. So how do you change the sentence into ratio? Benny and Charlotte, you can do something like that. Up to you. How you want to label is up to you. Or Benny is to Charlotte, and these 2 persons add together is 3 times as many as Danny. Danny has 1 time. So, and what else? Total for all the 3 persons. Your ratio must have everybody inside. Okay, and then compare these 2 ratio. What can you see? Is there anything the same? Yeah, Benny and Charlotte is 9. Benny and Charlotte is 3. Same people, different numbers. So make equal. Okay, same people, different numbers. Okay, different numbers. So make them equal. So you have to times 3, times 3, times 3. And then what do you get? 9 is to 3 is to 12, right? And over here will be the same, no change, right? Okay, so once you make them equal, then what you call them? Units. And the old ratio you can cancel. This is a very important thing about ratio. Make them equal. If you see something the same, make them equal and then call them the same units. Okay, Benny and Danny have 300 marbles. So Benny and Danny, which is 5 units, have 300 marbles. So 1 unit will be 300 divided by 5, 60. So how many marbles does Charlotte have? Charlotte has 7 units. So 60 times 7, 420. So Charlotte has 420 marbles, right? Okay, clear, easy. Any question? Okay, let me just check. Mr. don't have the answer key. I need to check the answer to make sure it's correct. Okay, so this is question number 12, right? So the answer is number 3, yes. Okay, let's go to question 13. All right, question 13. Okay, now fraction. This is a very P5. This is a P5 question. I hope you have learned your lesson already because you're P6. You cannot take 1/3 plus half. Did anyone take 1/3 plus half? If you have done that, you are in big trouble. Because why? 1/3 is no kg. There's no kg. Half got kg. They are not the same. So you cannot add them together, right? So what should you do? You should go and find how much she used. She used 1/3 of his times. What is eats? Eats refers to the 9 kg. So how much did she use to bake a cake? 9 divided by 3. She used 3 kilograms to bake a cake. All right, then how do you find how much left? Then you go and add the flour that she used all together. She used 3 kg to bake a cake and half kg to bake some cookies. She must have used 3.5 kg altogether. Then you take all the flour at first minus the total flour that she used to get the leftover. And how do you minus? Change the whole number into a mixed fraction. Take out 1 whole and the 1 whole becomes 2/2. And now you can minus 3.5 already. So 8 minus 3 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 5.5 kg left. Answer number 3. Okay, those of you who are my students, you made this mistake, I must send you back to primary 5 already. Okay, you should know already, right? They cannot make this mistake. We have done this countless times already, countless, okay? All right, let's go to question 14. All right, question 14. All right, so question 14, and what do we have? Okay, this one is also, anyone need to copy down? Mr. heard somebody that want to say something. Who is that? Suran, right? Suran. Okay, Suran, you made that mistake, Suran. Okay, anyway, it's not the exam yet. Not too late. If it's exam, then late already. Okay, copy down, copy down. Okay, we can finish everything, should be able to finish before 9. And I think Mr. need to find a much harder paper already. The 202, we may do 2019. We may also do 2021. Okay, we will switch the years. So may not always be 2019. Okay, can be any year. Okay, 9 cubes are stacked to form the solid below. Which of the following is the top view? Okay, how do you get the top view? You have to look in front, then you look down. So when you look down, what do you see? 1. Okay, let's call it 1. 1. So you have 1 cube on the left, 1 cube beside, 2, and 3. So what do I call it? 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 3. Look at all the answers there. This is 3, 2, 1, 1, which is not what we want. We want 1, 1, 2, 3, right? Look out for the pattern, right? 1, 1, 2, 3. How about number 3? This is 2, 1, 4, which is not what we want. How about this one? 4, 1, 2, which is not what we want. This is 1, 1, 2, 3. That's what we want. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's how you get the top view lah, faster and more accurately. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, question 15, line method. Your line method, even though it looks simple, but I advise you to don't be overconfident, right? Draw a line because there's a time. There's a time given, starting time to the ending time. All right, then what do? Then you must take out the first hour, which is until 10 a.m., which is, how much is that? So that will be $2.20. All the working is on the line. You will not make any mistakes because everything is all on the line. So every subsequent half an hour, so you jump to the nearest hour, which is how many, from 10 to 2 p.m., how many half an hour? You have 4 hours from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So 4 hours will be how many half an hour? It's half an hour. Okay, agree? 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock is 4 hours later. 4 hours later will be 8 half an hour. How much is half an hour? 80 cents. So 8 times 80 cents, you will get $6.40. And there is a part thereof, which is 15 minutes. So that is also 80 cents. So now you just add all this money. See, everything is all there, all clear. Nothing to make mistakes. Then you add $2.20 plus 80 cents is $3. $3 plus $6.40, that will be $9.40. So answer number 4, line method. Okay, those who get it wrong, you need to ask yourself, do you have a line or do you do mental sums? Try not to do mental sum unless it's a timetable, very easy. Okay, let's go to question 16. Okay, question 16. Okay, this is a this is a P3 P3 question. Okay, P3 question. Now, actually watch a movie that lasted for 149 minutes, break up into hours. So how many hours? 120 minutes, okay? And this is 29, okay? 120 minutes and 29 minutes. So there'll be 2 hours and 29 minutes. Okay, timeline. Again, don't be overconfident, okay? If you're not sure, draw your line. So you jump 2 hours because 120 minutes is 2 hours. That will be 1:05 p.m. Then you jump another 29 minutes. That will be 1:34 p.m. right? And that's it. Okay, right? Timeline. Timeline is the method. Okay, question 17. Concept. Okay, all these are concept. And how do you get your decimal for 3/11? What is 3/11? Fraction is dividing. Okay, fraction means dividing. So you take 3 divide by 11. And then some of you are confused, don't know how to divide. Put the 3 inside the house, 11 outside. And what do? 0 times 11, 0. And that's a remainder 3. You want to get a decimal. So you change the whole number into a decimal. So 3 become 3.0. Raise up the decimal point, pull the 0 down, and then what times 11 is 30, 2 times 11 is 22, and you minus, you get remainder 8. And continue to divide because your answer must be 2 decimal place. So add one more 0, put the 0 down, and then 7 times 11 is 77, and that's a remainder 3. And is your answer 0.27? No, because you didn't round off. You need to correct. What is correct? Correct means rounding. So you have to get 3 decimal answer first. So you add one more 0, put the 0 down, and then 2 times 11 is 22. And then there's a remainder 8. And you can stop there already. So now you can correct the 2 decimal place. Draw a line to show how a 2 decimal place look like. Look at the digit nearest the line. Is it 5 or bigger? No. So you don't add 1. So you still get 0.27. Okay, right. Okay, Wenrei, you raise your hand. What's your question, Wenrei?
I need question 16. Okay.
Question 16. Okay. All right. Anyone need to copy down the
No,
17?
I only need to see the answer.
Okay. For question 16, the answer is what? 1:34. Okay, 1:34 p.m. Okay.
Right.
All right. So everybody all knows how to divide. So I'm sure you will have this in your prelim, okay? How to divide fractions and get decimals. Okay, let's go to question 18. Right, question 18. And what do we have? The figure shows a cuboid with a square base. Picture cannot be very clean. So what else can I put on the picture? The square, the base is a square. Put another 3 meter there. All right, and the volume of the cuboid is 54 meter cubed. Find the height of the cuboid. Now, if you don't know how to find the height, whether it's the height of a triangle or whether it's the height of the cuboid, what do? You write your formula. Length times breadth times height equal volume. Write your formula. And then put the numbers inside. What is length? 3. And the breadth is also the length because it's a square base, right? So length times length, 3. 3 times 3, right? And then what's the height? Don't know. What's the volume of the cuboid? 54. That's how you find the height, right? Put the formula down and you'll be able to know how to find the height already. So how do you find the height? 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 times what equal 54? 9 times 6. So the height is 6 meters. That's how you find the height of the cuboid. Okay, all right. So make sure, even for a triangle, for example, a triangle, how do you find the height of a triangle? Just write the formula: half times base times height equal area of the triangle. And then put whatever numbers you have, put inside, and then you can find the height also. Okay, that's how you find the height of triangle or cuboid. Okay, let's go to next one. Question number 19. 19, P4. Okay, your P4 question. 2 wholes minus 0.008. Whole number cannot minus decimal. You have to change the whole number into a decimal. Then you can minus another decimal. Okay, take note lah. Whole number cannot minus decimal. You have to change the whole number into a decimal first. So borrow, 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 and then 2 become 1, 0 becomes 10, then you lend, then here becomes 10, lend again, and become 10. Okay, so 10 minus 8 is 2, 9, 9 dots 1. So what's your answer? 1.992. Okay, any mistake? Yeah, all this very, very, just to let you know that in the prelim exam, I don't think there'll be such easy questions. Yeah, so just be ready, right? The questions may not be so simple, but 1 mark, I think, yeah, 1 mark maybe lah, 1 mark. Okay, question 20. Okay, how do you find how many more cubes are needed to fill the box completely? Okay, how to do this? You first of all, you need to find what is the maximum cubes you can put inside the box. So how do you find the maximum cubes? You count the cubes along the length. And how do you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cubes along the length. How many cubes along the breadth? So you count. And if you look at that side, there are some cubes missing. Never mind, look on the other side. Okay, look at the opposite side and you will be able to see how many cubes along the breadth, which is 3, right? Okay, then how many cubes along the height? We can't really see because there are no cubes. There are some missing cubes. Then you look at the opposite side and you will be able to see 4 cubes on the opposite side, 4 cubes. Okay, all right, then you multiply. So 5 times 3 times 4, that will give you 60 cubes, which is the total cubes you can put in the box, total. All right, then how many cubes already inside? Okay, there's a way to count the cubes that are already inside. Count the cubes by columns. 4 cubes in this column, 2 cubes on this column, 1 cube here, 2 cubes on this column, 1 cube, 1 cube, 1 cube, 1 cube. This is how you count faster. All right, I don't know whether I think your teacher is doing that also, but some teachers may not do that. All right, then add all the numbers: 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 13, am I correct? 13. So there are already 13 cubes inside. So 60 minus 13, how many more? You need to put another 47 more. Correct? Give me so much check answer. I'm not sure whether this is correct. So let me just double check. So this is question 20, right? Question 20, yeah, 47 more. Okay, so make sure all these questions, you don't make any old mistakes. Yeah, Caleb, you raise hand.
If I write like some working statement, do I get meta marks?
Okay, now this is not this is only 1 mark question, so don't really have meta marks. It's either 0 or 1. Okay, 0 or 1. But you may have half a mark, maybe half a mark, maybe. Okay, but 1 mark is usually 0 or none. Okay, question 21. Question 21. Let's look at the 2 marks. Okay, now I'm going to show you a method that all of us know, and this method can be used to solve very hard problems. And what method is that? Unitary method. Okay, when you do your paper 2, for those who are doing the paper 2, the same school ACS, there are some questions, there are 3 questions in the paper 2, ACS paper 2. You can use unitary method if you don't know how to do. There are 3 questions inside in the same paper 2. Right, so when do I use unitary method? When all the shapes are identical. If you look at the figure, the square is made of 4 identical rectangles. When you see the word identical, unitary method. So 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. Right, I think this can be a primary 4 question as well. All right, and it's a square. So all sides are equal. All sides equal. So the perimeter of each rectangle is 40 cm. So where is your perimeter? Here. This is a perimeter of each rectangle. So what's the perimeter in units? So you have 4 unit plus 4 unit plus 1 plus 1. So the perimeter of the rectangle is also 10 units. which is 40 cm. Do you understand? Okay, understand now? So you find 1 unit, so 40 divided by 10, that will be 4 cm. And then can we find the area? So you must know what is one side of the square. So 4 unit will be 4 times 4, 16. So show your steps, right? Show your steps so they can get your metal marks. And the side here is also 16. Then you take 16 times 16, area you have to times. To find area, you must times. So 16 times 16, you will get what? I will skip the working so we can do faster. So you will get 256 centimeter square, which is the area of the square. Unitary method. Okay, for those who are doing the paper 2 homework, there are 3 questions inside. You can also use unitary method. What is unitary method? It means that you have units. Don't have to draw model. You just put units there. All right. Okay, question 22. Okay, question 22. Okay, this one, algebra. Laura has M pencil. Tom has twice as many as Laura. So if Laura has M, then Tom must have 2 times M or 2M. And they each bought another 7 pencils. So how many pencils they have all together in terms of M? So you take Tom plus 7. And how about Laura? Laura will be M. She also bought another 7. And that will give you total how many they have, right? Okay, no need to circle, no need to circle. You can just straight away 2M plus M is 3M plus 7 is 14. So answer 3M plus 14. Okay, all right, let's go to question 23. 23. Yeah, Caleb, question?
I wrote 3M plus 14 bracket pencils.
Can also.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. Caleb has bracket and then put down the pencils. Yeah, fine. Also nothing wrong.
Can I just don't put the bracket?
If you don't put the bracket, and then you do this, okay, for example, if you don't put the bracket and then you also put the pencils there, it means what? 3M plus 14 pencils. That's different already.
No, it's like I also don't put the pencils.
Okay, if you don't put the pencils, you don't put the bracket, also can, also can, but you must put the bracket if there are units, special units. What special units like kg, dollar sign, all these you have to put brackets already. Okay, understand? Yeah, Karina, question, Karina? Yeah, Karina?
I'm bringing the iPad to the toilet, so can I switch off my camera?
Okay, I can't hear you. Like your voice is a bit not clear. Can you say again?
I mean, I want to go toilets, but I'm bringing my iPad to the toilet, so can I switch off my camera?
Can, no problem. Yeah, but make sure you come out, you switch on. Okay, come, let's go to question 23. Okay, question 23. Okay, now this is the okay, in every PSLE question or in your exam, school exam, there's 1 or 2 questions that looks a bit very out of the ordinary, something that is you don't really see often. This is something like that. Okay, this question is something like that. All right, in every exam, you will have 1 or 2 questions that is very unfamiliar, something a bit weird, a bit weird. So this question 23 is a little like that, but it's not really unfamiliar. Okay, so the average of 1-digit number, 2-digit number, and a 3-digit number is 368. So you don't know how to do. What's the simple step? You find the total. Take the average times 3 numbers, okay, to get the total. All right, so let me use my calculator so we can do faster. You will get the total, which is 1104. And you may get 1 mark already, even if you don't know how to do. Okay, how do you get the smallest number, smallest 1-digit number? To get the smallest 1-digit number, your 3-digit number and 2-digit number must be the biggest. Must have to be the biggest, right? So what's the biggest 3-digit? And what's the biggest 2-digit? Right? And then you plus them together to get the total of these 2 numbers. So 9 plus 9 is 18. And you carry 1. So the total of these 2 numbers is 1098. Then you take 1104 minus these 2 big numbers to get your smallest 1-digit. So what do you get? So you borrow, okay, and this becomes 0, this becomes 10. Okay, this is primary 2, primary 3, borrow lending. 40 minus 8 is 6, and your smallest 1-digit number is 6. Am I correct? 6. Do you get it correct? So to get the smallest number, you will need to have the biggest, right? Biggest numbers. Right, and then you can get your smallest number ready. Okay, question 24. Okay, question 24, pie chart. This is another example, unitary method. Unitary method, for those who are stuck, all right, you can use units to help you. But before that, when you see pie chart, you use percentage. Some of you use fraction. Fraction is okay, but percentage is actually easier, much easier. So if you use percentage, then the 2/5 will be how many percent? Make the denominator 100, and that will be 40%. Okay, all right. And there is an equal number of horses and chickens. Do you know I can use unitary method? Units. Use the units to represent equal number. And then there are 15 horses. So put down 15 horses. And how many cows are there? So question mark. Okay lah. Here. Can we find already? Yeah, we can find already. So how do we find? So you can see that one unit is 15, right? 15. Okay. So if one unit is 15, and by the way, you can also do what? You can also take 100% minus 40, then divide by 2. So 100% minus 40 is 60. So 60 divided by 2, it will be 30. All right, so if you don't want to use units, you can, okay, everything all become percentage, also can. All right, so your 30% is 15. Okay, 30% is 15. So how many counts are there, which is 40%? Okay, now everybody eyes over here. Can we jump? Can we jump? Jumping, remember the shortcut, how do you jump? So if you cannot jump, what do you do? Then, or like for example, you tell Mr. Ong, okay, I can divide by 5. Divide by 5. What? For example, Mr. is just example. Then what happened? Can you become 40? Cannot, right? So jumping cannot. There's a problem with the jumping. So what do we do? Then if you cannot jump, then what happened? If you cannot jump, then you find 1%. Okay, hang on for a while. Yeah, Caleb, you raise your hand, Caleb.
You can divide by 3, then times 4.
Divide by 3, then, oh yeah, you can do that also. Yeah, Miss Nong didn't realize that. You can also divide by 3, okay? Divide by 3, yeah. And then later, you times 4, okay? Times 4, that is faster, that's good. But let's say I don't know how to jump in the exam. Then listen carefully, okay? No calculator, what do? Find 1%, okay? Everybody take note lah. If you cannot jump, don't know how to jump, then you take 15 divided by 30, but you don't do working. Just write as a fraction, 15 over 30. So 1% or 1 unit is 15 over 30. Then 40 unit will be 15 over 30 times 40. And what do? Cancel. Right, cancel. So that is the shortcut if you don't know how to jump. So divide by 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. And then what else? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And once your denominator is 1 already, you can multiply. So 5 times 4 is 20 divided by 1, which is still 20. So how many counts are there? Answer, 20 counts. Do you understand? Okay, so if you don't know how to jump, then don't jump. Find 1%, but write as a fraction. And then do cancel. These are all tips, shortcuts to do faster. Okay, question 25. Okay, let me look at the chat messages. Okay, Abigail, question 23. What's the answer? The answer for question 23 is 6. Okay, and for those of you who think for question 24 fraction is faster, then okay, go ahead. Like when we say fraction is faster for pie chart, then you go ahead. Okay, nothing wrong with doing fractions. It all depends on how comfortable, how confident you are using the topics to solve pie chart. Like when Miss Nong see pie chart, I always percentage, but you may do something else lah. So it's up to you. Okay, question 25. Okay, now, okay, over here, take note. there is a percentage here, what do? Simple. Change it to fraction. Okay, 30% become 30 over 100, simplest form 3 over 10. Why do you want to change it to fraction? So that you can draw your model and then become simple. So Peter had 80 stickers. Draw a rectangle, okay, and then 80 stickers. So those of you who are not so good in math, this is how you do well. Change the percentage to fraction, and then use a fraction to draw a model. And this fraction is talking about his stickers. Cut the rectangle into 4, yeah? And he gave, or he used 1/4, so label. When you draw a model, you must label. And then where is the remainder? Okay, where's the remainder? The remainder is over here on the right side. Okay, the right side is the remainder. So you must know where's the remainder. And you need to cut the remainder into what? This 3 over 10 is talking about the remainder. So every time you see fractions, you must know what they are talking about. The first fraction is talking about his stickers. The second fraction is talking about the remainder stickers. So make sure you know what they are talking about. How do you recognize? Look at what's behind the off, right? What's behind the off? And the remainder must cut into 10 boxes, but we cannot cut into 10 boxes. So we drop down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is how you draw a model with remainder. Okay, and then label 3 boxes. He gave 3 boxes of the remainder to Elijah. And how many stickers left, which is the rest of the remainder? That is the leftover, question mark. And your model you can solve already. See, so if you're confused by the percentage, what do? Change it to fraction. So 40 divided by 4, 20, right? How many is the remainder? The remainder is 60. 20 times 3, that will be 60, right? And then 60 divided by 10 boxes, every box is 6. So how many left? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 times 6, that will be 42 left. Yeah. So how to make a percentage problem easier? Change it to fraction. Then draw your model. So it's still back to model. If you can't draw the model, then you are stuck already because it's still back to model. Okay, Karina.
What is the answer for question 24?
Question 24, what's the answer? What's the answer? Miss Ong don't know. What's the answer? Must go back and see. Question 24, the answer is what? The answer is 20. Okay, 20. Yep. Okay, are you clear? Everybody clear so far? You can see the paper one is quite easy. The entire paper one, you should try to score high for this paper one. Okay, next one. Unitary method again. This paper one, I can use unitary method for 3 questions. I don't have to draw a model, even though I can. So for question 26, there's something called unitary method. A laptop costs 3 units. The camera costs 1 unit without having to draw the model. All right. Okay, then what do? All right, can you find how much the laptop costs? So there's a laptop. How much is that? 3 units. 5 cameras will be 5 times 1 unit, 5 units. So how much did Daniel pay? He paid 8 units of money. So 8 units of money is $4,800. So unitary method is very powerful, right? When you draw the model, you're also using unitary method. But over here, I don't have to draw the model. I'm still using unitary method, right? So you divide by 8 and I get 1 unit, which is $600. So how much did the laptop cost? Which is 3 units. So 600 times 3, the laptop costs $1,800. Okay, in your paper 2, which is the harder questions, you can do the same also, right, for those harder questions. Okay, question 27. Okay, 27, and this is a before and after problem. Susan had 7-11, as many candies as Mary. This fraction is talking about 2%, arrow pointing. So Susan has 7 units, Mary has 11 units. So you see fraction, you can also draw model. Mary gave 32 candies to, Mary? Wait. Who gave to who? Mary gave 32 to Mary. I think it's Susan, right? Mary gave 32 candies to Susan. I think there's a typo error, Susan, right? And then both of them had the same number of candies. So how many candies did Susan have at first? This is a before and after problem. Now, if this is a before and after problem, you have two methods, model or table method. So I'm going to show you the table method. Ready? Table method. So those of you who are not my students, okay, this is a new method that you may not have learned, but it's nothing hard. It's not a strange method. Okay, you have a table. Before, at first, change, what happened, after, in the end. Okay, after means in the end. And you must have at least two persons in order to compare. So you have Susan and Mary. And in this before and after, there is a total. Yeah, Yvette, you raise your hand, Yvette. Yvette?
I forgot the answer for 26.
Hey, why is everybody all asking for answers? Are you all paying attention or what? Yvette? Look at the screen, okay? So question 26, what's the answer? The answer is $1,800. And Wenrei, you also raise hand. Are you asking me for answers also?
For question 27, I use ratio.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so for question 27, you can use ratio, but Ms. Tong do better than Wenrei. Okay, Ms. Tong tell you, you use ratio, right? I do better than you. I put the ratio into the table, into the boxes. You say Susan has 7, Mary has 11. 7 is to 11, right? Well, am I doing the same? 7 is to 11. Just that I put them into boxes, which is nicer, nicer. All right, more organized. And what do I call these numbers? I call them units. Okay, but before we continue, you need to ask one thing. What is unchanged? So anyone knows what is unchanged? Because if you cannot answer that, you can't solve.
Difference are changed.
No, it's not the difference unchanged. No, what is unchanged?
Total unchanged.
Total unchanged. Right, you should know there's a transfer. When you give to another person, the total is always the same. So Mary gave 52 to Susan minus, right? And then Susan gets 52. And then both of them had the same number. So which is the same total, and divide by 2 to get equal, right? They had equal number in the end. And how many candies did Susan have at first? Question mark. This is my table method, faster than model drawing. So I have two methods I can use, table or model. So when do I use model? When do I use table? I use table when it gets very hard to draw. So if I can draw, I don't use table. If I cannot draw, I use table. But it must be for before and after problems. If it's not before and after problems, cannot use table. Okay? All right, so let's continue. So can solve already? Yeah, can solve already, right? Because Susan gets 2 units, Mary gave away 2 units. And what do you know about table? When you see in the same box, can you see 2 units and 52 in the same box? It means they are equal. In the same box, they are equal to each other. So 1 unit is 52 divided by 2. 1 unit is 26. Then Susan have how many at first? 7 units. So 26 times 7. So Susan has 182 at first. Okay? Understand? So you can see it's faster. It's faster than what? Faster than your table. I mean, faster than your model. Okay, if there's any mistake.
But using ratio is faster.
I'm using ratio, Anson. I'm using ratio. Do you know I'm using ratio? I'm putting the ratio into the boxes.
But you didn't have to draw the table.
Okay. Now, when you put the ratio in the boxes, you don't get confused by what is what. Like for example, Mr. Ong, circle this number. What is this? What is this? It's the at first total at first, right? If I circle this, for example, I circle this. What is that? That is Susan in the end. Susan has how many in the end? Because the labels are in the table. So that helps you to know what they are, so that you are less confused. Okay, understand? Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Question number 28. Okay, can I just have a check? Let me just have a check at the answer key. Just to make sure that there are no mistakes, because we don't want to make sure there are no mistakes. Any mistake? Do you have the answer key with you? Everybody has answer key with you, right? So if you see a mistake, let me know. Then Mr. will want to correct the mistake. Okay, let's go to question 28 quickly. Okay, question 28. Some of you can't do this, right? But this is how you do. Okay, let me just go up a bit. Give me a while first. Let me just scroll up a bit. Something wrong with the screen. Okay, now a triangle RST is drawn on the square grid. Draw and label a rectangle STUV on the square grid. so that the area of the rectangle or area of the triangle is 2/3 the area of the rectangle, arrow pointing. This fraction is talking about two shapes. So the triangle is 2 units. The rectangle is 3 units. Okay, then how do you find the area of the triangle? There is a reason for all the square boxes. There is a reason. Count the sides of the square. Count the sides of the triangle. What's the base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units. So half times 5. And what's the height? The height is how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4. Half times 5 times 4. So the area of the triangle is 10. 10 squares. Okay, 10 squares. 10 squares is 2 units. So 1 unit must be 5 squares. So the rectangle has 3 units of area, which is how many squares? 15 squares. You need to draw a rectangle with 15 squares. And how do you do that? So 15 squares. So I already got 5 units here, right? And I just have to draw another 3 units to form the breadth. And then I form a rectangle and tell me how many squares inside. There are 15 squares inside. So the area of the triangle is 2/3 of the rectangle. Why? Because the triangle has 10 squares and the rectangle has 15 squares. Isn't that 2/3 already? Okay, so that's how you draw the area of the rectangle. Got it? How do you find the area? How do you find the area of a shape? You have to count how many squares make up the shape. All right, so how many squares make up the shape is the area of the shape. Clear? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Question 29. Move on. And that's your nets and solid figures.
Wait, Mr. Ong, you didn't label.
Oh, yeah, label. Yeah, never label minus mark also. Yeah, you're right. So Mr. never label. So what's the label? S, T, U, and then V, and okay, Mr. is a bit kiasu, okay? I will do this just to make sure I don't lose any marks. Okay, arrowheads.
If I don't write that, why am I?
If you don't write that, I don't know whether. I think you better show all this. Yeah, show all this. Just to make sure you get your marks lah. Okay. Yeah, because when you draw, you have to label right angles, arrowheads, letters. Okay, question 29.
If you write, will they minus mark?
Some teachers minus, some teachers don't minus. So, but in the PSLE, it depends on the question. If the question say draw, then okay, no need to label. If the question say draw and label, minus marks already. Okay, so over here I can see label. There's a label there. Then you better have the arrowheads, right angle box, everything all there. Okay, now for the next question, for my students, there's nothing that I can't teach you this topic. I can only let you watch a video because I don't have the things to let you play with. In school, you can play with those things. But there is a shortcut to do this. So you'll watch a video lah when you come for lesson. Okay, what's the shortcut? First of all, what is the cube? How does a cube look like? Okay, so those of you who have learned nets and solid figures, I'm not sure whether you have learned how to, okay, how do you do this? Okay, how do you do this? Very simple. Put numbers on the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is the bottom, 5 is on the left side, and 6 at the back. Okay, at the back. Okay, so your job, what's your job? Your job is to put numbers onto the nets, which is like a 2D. Put the numbers on the nets. So I want you to focus on the base. The base, where do you put the 4 on the nets? You put it in on this square where it is the most connected, connected to the most other, connected to many squares around. Look for the square that is very connected to other squares, which is your that square. That square is your base. Okay, then what's your job? Your job is to mentally wrap up the nets in your mind. So if 4 is the base, then where is your 2? Can you imagine? I can't show you. You have to visualize. I can't show you. You have to imagine in your head. When you wrap up, then the 2 is in front. And then the 1 is, where is your 1? The 1 is a roof. Yeah, okay. And then the 5, where's the 5? You lift up, it become your left side. Okay, yeah. And then where's the 6? And then the 6, okay, don't put anything there, Wenrei, don't put anything there, otherwise you confuse everybody. Take away that thing, Wenrei. Erase that, erase that. Okay, so don't write anything now. Okay, so the 5 is on the left side, and then the 6 is behind. Okay, behind. Got it? All right, and then what else? And then your 3 must be on the right side. So which are the 2 squares that are incorrect? Which is these 2 squares. But the answer key has another answer. Okay, the answer key has another answer. So there are few possible answers for this question. Okay, understand? So Mr. has one answer here. All right, so when I mark your work, then I have to look at whether yours is correct, but there are a few possible answers. So how do you do this? Okay, listen carefully, how do you do this? You always look for the base. The base is a square that is the most connected to other squares, the most connected. So then your job is to transfer the numbers from this cube onto the net. And that's how you do. Do you understand? So for those who are doing nets and solid figures in school, I think your teacher should be doing something like that, I think so. Okay, clear? This is how you know whether which square faces are not correct. Okay, but there are a few answers in this question. Okay, let's go to question 30, right? Question 30. Okay, question 30, last one already, and angles. Okay, in the figure, CDEF is a rhombus. All right, now never solve the question until you do something. Mark out the sides because it's a rhombus. Mark out the arrowheads. Mark out the arrowheads. Why? Because they are important properties when you see parallel lines. Important properties. If you don't mark out the arrowheads, you will not remember the important properties. And then not only that, trapezium. Trapezium means you have to draw arrowheads. So your CD, where's your CD? CD is parallel to EF. CDEF, where's your CDEF? Trapezium, where's the trapezium? ABCD is a trapezium, right? ABC, there's a C here. So these 2 lines are parallel, right? And CD is parallel to EF. So I think here, these 2 lines are parallel to each other, right? And okay, and what else? And then put the question mark BCF, which is over here, question mark. So never get your answer first until you have done all this. Okay, once you have done all this, what do? Then look for easy angles. Opposite angles in the rhombus are the same. Okay, opposite angles are same. And then because of that lines that are parallel, remember the 2 lines that are parallel, what is the important property? Angles between them add together is 180. So 180 minus 35, 1, 4, 5. That's why you got to show the arrowheads. Then you can know this property. You can recall this property. And then you can find your question mark. You take angle at the point 360 minus 145 and minus 108. And you will get 107. So your angle BCF is 107. Understand? Easy? The entire paper should be quite easy. You should be scoring at least 30. 30. If you get below 30, you need to really go and revise your concept already. Right? Read through, look through your concept and try again. Okay, so any questions for the paper 1 today? I think clear, very easy, right? Clear, nothing hard to, and the main thing that I want you to know is the unitary method. Right? You can use that to even solve the hard questions in your paper 2. All right, unitary method. So remember that method also. Okay, no questions. Any questions? You can stay behind. All right. Otherwise, Mr. will see you next week. Next week will be another paper 1 lesson. All right. So goodbye, everybody. See you next week. Bye, Michelle. And who is going to ask me questions? Anybody? Yeah. So bye, everybody. So okay, bye, Kenneth and Caleb. Not staying back today.
I got 37 or 45.
It's actually quite easy, quite easy to do well.
Okay.
Yeah, so bye, Caleb. One rate question, Anson.
I need question 1, 2, 11, and 12.
Question what?
1, 2, 11, and 12.
Why so many? Will you pay attention, Wan Ray? What were you doing, Wan Ray?
I was listening.
1, 2.
Question 1 and 2, I did not come at that time.
Okay. Try to come on time, Ken. Come on time. So question one is 4. Then question 2 is 4. Okay, what else?
11 and 12.
11 and 12. Oh, Miss, where is it? Miss, don't know where is 11 and 12. Where? Okay, where is it? 11 and 12. Okay.
12 is 1 each.
Yeah, 11 is 1, right? Then your 12 is what? Your 12 is 3.
Okay, I got it both.
Okay, all right. Okay, how about Anson?
Mr. For question 28, right?
Yeah.
You know the triangle, shouldn't it be like 6? Because there's like an extended one over there.
Hang on. Okay. Question 28, right? What 28 lah?
The drawing
Drawing or the construction, is it? Construction?
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay. Okay. It should be what?
Shouldn't it be 6? Because like the triangle still have like an extra one.
Extra one.
And
Okay.
like extending thing.
Okay, let me just erase this thing. Okay. You need to find the area of the triangle. So did you have the area of the triangle first? Do you know how to find? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 units, right?
No, as in like, you know the one beside the 5, right? You know the extending part of the triangle.
No, the triangle is this way. This is a triangle. Yeah, this is a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. As in like.
Okay,
like,
do you want to annotate?
Yeah. I'm talking about like this part.
Oh, there is nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's nothing there. What do you see there? Miss, don't see anything there. There's nothing there. Do you see something? I don't see anything. I only see a triangle. Yeah, so the triangle is actually half times 5 times 4.
Okay,
right?
bye.
Okay, so have I answered your question? Hey, answer gone already. Okay, how about Yvette? Question Yvette?
Mr. Ong,
Yes.
for question 6 is the answer. I mean, not 6.
Question 6.
Not 6. But one question.
What question is that?
The 4.
Question 4, is it?
Is it 2?
Question 4, I don't know. Let must look at the. Okay, let's see. Question 4, is it 2? Let me see. Question 4, answer is 2 lor. 2, yes, 2.
Oh, then how about the last one? I mean, not last one, 29, the X.
X.
I put different places.
Question 29, is it? Question
Yeah.
29. Question 29, your what? Okay. This one, there are a few answers. Okay. Okay, tell me what are the, okay, can you annotate or let me just erase all this. Okay.
How do I annotate?
Oh, you can't annotate. Do you have a tablet? Or, I mean, do you have, you can't annotate. Okay, so which are the 2 squares that you've chosen? Tell me
I put one on the number 1 there, and then the other one on the one that you act on already.
This one, you choose this as the wrong shape, I mean the wrong square, right? Okay. What else?
And the one that you X already.
Which one? There are 2 X
the
there.
Top one.
The top one. Okay. Okay, then let's see whether your answer is correct. Okay, now, so again, let me see. Okay, so let's erase all these numbers. Okay, and then okay, see whether can we put the numbers there. Okay, so 4 is the base. So if you fold up, this is 2, right? 2, right? Can visualize, you have to do it mentally in your mind. And then 5 is when you fold upwards, 5 is there. And then your 6 is behind, right? When you fold inwards. And then your 3 on the right side, you fold upwards. And then your 1 is the rooftop. So you can put the numbers there. If you can put the numbers there, then that is a correct net. And the 2 crosses are the wrong squares. Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct, because Miss Long can put the numbers onto the nets. If I can't put the numbers on the nets, then it's wrong. Yeah. So this is how you recognize whether it's the correct nets or not. You have numbers on the cube, then you try to put them onto the nets. So that's how you do that. So your answer is correct. So you have one possible answer. So if you try to visualize in your mind, try to wrap it up, will you be able to, can you visualize, you know how to visualize in your mind, how to mentally fold the nets to make it into a cube?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I think it can work, right? You can become a cube after you fold. So your answer is correct. Okay, all right. Any questions? Any more?
The whole paper, is it upon 45?
Yeah, upon 45, paper 1. So your homework is to do the paper 2, right? The regular lesson, paper 2.
Yeah.
So you can use the unitary method for some of the questions that you think is hard.
I think I got almost all right for this.
Yeah, this paper 1 is okay, very easy, very easy. So Mr. has to switch to 2021 or 2020. Then to have some balance lah, so that we have some hard questions also. Okay, all right. If there's
Bye-bye.
no questions, I'll see you the next Monday. Okay, all right. So goodbye. See you next Monday. Goodbye.
Bye.